Hello, my lovely folks. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to talk about propaganda and its technique. So, let's get started. Propaganda, it's a powerful tool that has been used throughout history to shape public opinion, manipulate emotions, and control the masses. But what exactly is propaganda? And how did Adolf Hitler and the Nazi regime use it to gain control over Germany and ignite the horrors of World War II? So, guys, in this video, we'll break down the concept of propaganda, explore the techniques used by Hitler, and look at real examples of propaganda was used to manipulate an entire nation. First thing first, what is propaganda? Propaganda is any form of communication used to influence the attitudes, beliefs, or opinions of a group of people, often through misleading or biased information. It's not just about spreading information, it's about controlling how people perceive that information. It's emotional, persuasive, and usually one sided. While propaganda is often associated with political regimes, it can be found in advertising, social media, and even public health campaigns. The goal is to manipulate emotions, build a narrative, and create a sense of unity or fear. Now, let's dive into how Hitler used these techniques to consolidate power. Adolf Hitler was a master at using propaganda to control the German population. He knew that in order to maintain power, he needed more than just a strong military. He needed to control how people thought and felt. That's where Joseph Goebbels, the Nazi minister of propaganda, came in. Goebbels understood that the media, film, radio, newspapers could be powerful tools for manipulation. Through these channels, the Nazi regime was able to spread their ideology, foster hatred, and create a sense of national unity under Hitler's rule. Now let's look at some of the key propaganda techniques Hitler used to manipulate the German people. These techniques were not new, but Hitler's regime perfected them in ways that were particularly effective and dangerous. Number one technique was repetition. One of the most powerful techniques Hitler used was repetition. The Nazis repeated key phrases and ideas over and over again until they became ingrained, or we can say cultivated, in the minds of the German people. For example, the slogan, I might pronounce it wrong because it's in German, but I'll try. It's in vogue, in reach, in Führer. That means one people, one empire, one leader was repeated constantly, creating a sense of unity and loyalty to Hitler. So they constantly repeated messages of nationalism, unity, and obedience. The Nazi regime normalized these ideas. They made it so that the voices were drowned out by the sheer volume of these repeated slogans and images. Technique number two is emotional appeal. Another key propaganda technique Hitler used was emotional appeal. Hitler was a powerful orator who knew how to appeal to people's emotions, fear, anger, pride, and even hope. Hitler's speeches were designed to stir up powerful emotions. He would use fear to demonize enemies like the Jews and communists, while evoking pride in the supposed greatness of Germany. This emotional manipulation created a sense of urgency and purpose, making people feel that they were part of something larger than themselves, a national revival that could only be achieved under Hitler's leadership. One of the most horrible techniques used by the Nazi regime was the demonization of the enemy. The Nazis portrayed Jews, communists, and other minority groups as threats to the very existence of Germany. In the films, newspapers, and posters, Jews were depicted as parasites or the enemy within. This dehumanization made it easier for the Nazis to justify horrific policies like segregation, discrimination, and ultimately the Holocaust. Hitler and Goebbels understood the power of mass media. Radio, film, newspapers, and posters were all harnessed to spread Nazi ideology far and wide. The Nazis used film to glorify Hitler and promote their ideologies. Triumph of the Will is perhaps the most famous example. You can watch this movie, I guess it's present on YouTube also. I'll find out the link for you and I'll add it on a description box. It presented a heroic portrayal of the Nuremberg rallies designed to make Hitler appear as a powerful, almost a divine leader. Here I would like to tell you a little information about the Nuremberg rallies. They were annual events held in the city of Nuremberg, Germany from 1923 to 1938, organized by the Nazi Party under the leadership of Adolf Hitler. These rallies were mass gatherings that played a crucial role in the propaganda efforts of the Nazi regime, designed to celebrate the power of the party, glorify Adolf Hitler, and unify the German people under Nazi ideology. Radio was another crucial tool. Hitler's speeches were broadcast across the country, often daily, allowing him to speak directly to millions of Germans and shape their perception of the world. And technique number 5, that is scapegoating. Now, the another key propaganda technique was scapegoating. The Nazis blamed Germany's economic problems, social unrest, and loss in the World War I on various enemies. Primarily, you can guess, the Jews, but also communists, intellectuals, and others who were considered undesirable. By shifting the blame onto these groups, Hitler created a common enemy for the German people to rally against, uniting them in their hatred and fear. This scapegoating provided a simplistic explanation for Germany's complex problems and made the Nazis seem like the solution. Technique number 6 was nationalism and myth-making. Finally, the Nazis used nationalism and myth-making to build a narrative of a glorious, unified Germany. They glorified Germany's past, invoking imagery of ancient Germanic tribes, the Holy Roman Empire, and a mythical Aryan race. By creating an idealized image of Germany, Hitler was able to inspire pride and loyalty while also justifying the need for aggressive expansionism. This narrative helped justify Nazi policies like militarization, conquest, and the belief that the Germany was destined to rule Europe. Let's discuss the impact of Nazi propaganda. Did it help him or not? The propaganda machine that Hitler and Goebbels created had terrible consequences. It led to the rise of outbreak of World War II, the dehumanization of Jews and other minorities, paved the way for the Holocaust, a genocide that resulted in the murder of 6 million Jews as well as millions of others. After the war, the world recognized the immense power of propaganda and its potential for harm. The Nuremberg trials held Nazi leaders accountable for war crimes. In the age of mass media, propaganda remains a potent tool for shaping public perception. Hitler's manipulation of radio, cinema, print, and imagery offers us a stark reminder of how media can be used to control, deceive, and divide. As we reflect on the history, it's crucial to stay vigilant, recognizing the role that media can play in shaping our worldview and the dangers that arise when it is used to manipulate the truth. So, folks, could you consider any kind of propaganda which is also occurring in our country these days? If yes, please mention it below. Before signing off, I would like you to recommend one movie related to World War. The name is The Boy in a Striped Pajamas. Please do watch this movie, and till then, have a very nice day. Please do like my channel and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.